Talk Podcast. That's right. Realest. That's right. My homeboy Branded. That's right. 750 on this motherfucking beat. Let's go. L-A-S-T-C-I-R-C-L-E. This is the Real Talk Podcast. Deep on the scene. Bumping loud through your speakers and your cell phone screen. L-A-S-T-C-I-R-C-L-E. This is the Real Talk Podcast. Deep on the scene. Bumping loud through your speakers and your cell phone screen. You can search the web for many minutes. This is the podcast where everyone can come and get it. Come eat the spinach and get swole off it. Blow some gas off it. Sip something while you listen and watch it. And be your boss off it. The hottest topics and the views you're watching.
Co-hosted by Branded, this shit ain't stopping.
Come and get you some. I'm about to make a run. Don't wanna hear that bullshit, cause here the realest come. Live in 3D, please come see me. You can listen in your car or at home on TV. You never know who's stopping by to drop jewels. Real Talk Podcast, we're on the move. L-A-S-T-C-I-R-C-L-E. This is the Real Talk Podcast. Deep on the scene, bumping loud through your speakers and your cell phone screen. L-A-S-T-C-I-R-C-L-E. This is the Real Talk Podcast. Deep on the scene, bumping loud through your speakers and your cell phone screen.
To that dark
What's up, bro?
Hater, man, too hot to stop, just like the barcades. Ever since my start day, every day that go by, you know I represent the bay. Getting money, getting paper. No, we do not got no time.
Man, about to make sure his connection is 100%. That's it. That's it. Right. You still got a mission to do. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see it. You get up. You able to get up. You got something to do. Go make it work. You feel me? Definitely. So first off, I want to welcome you to the circle. You know what I mean? Real Talk Podcast. You know what I'm saying? My man, Tha Realest, is in traffic in LA, but you know, you got your boy right here on this platform. Man, I'm about to give you your flowers. I'm about to catch up with you and see what's happening with you. I heard that, you know, literally the single you got with Thug Misses is on rotation on Next Legacy. So I gotta give you props for a banger. But let me tell the people real quick, you know, my interaction with you, because, you know, for a hot minute, you know what I'm saying, you was in my circle, you know, back in the day, you know what I'm saying, 90s, 2000s or whatnot. And ironically, it was just me giving flowers to Thug Misses as far as the music mix. My man right here, Pizzo, hit me up on the DM. He's like, yo, I got some too. I got some heat. So at the time, I was like, cool, just bring it. Because, you know, Thug Misses, that's my girl. You know what I mean? So, you know, good people's family, all that. So then I started putting two and two together, because we're going to talk about the name Pizzo and the fact that everybody's trying to be like you. But I'm gonna talk to you about that in a minute. But I had to double back, P's, and I had to be like, wait a minute, is this you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wrote up a couple of your albums. You was like, yo, yeah, that's your boy. So first off, I grew up listening to you, bro. My oldest brother, rest in peace. You know what I mean? He's been gone for, you know, over 20 years, right? But that used to, you know, your first couple of albums was circulating, bro. Like it was out there.
Yeah,
that was listen to it together. You know what I mean? And it was always a vibe. You know what I mean? Like AWOL Records, bruh. I mean, they bring back so many fucking memories. Man. You know what I'm saying? From the compilations on to all that shit. So, man, it's an honor and a privilege to have some dialogue with you on this platform. And I just want to say thank you, not just for the music, that the gas that you already have, the new gas, but thank you for giving us, you know what I'm saying, people that was in hoods in Oakland, East Oakland, Richmond, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Some music inspiration and shit like that, bro. You did a lot for a lot of people. Man, and you didn't even know me until now, bro. Like seriously, when I hear your name, I'm like, bruh, this is my guy. So thank you, bro, from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, likewise. For real.
How you been, man?
Man, I ain't got no complaints. You can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I ain't got no complaints, man. Just, dealing with real life, trying to keep it in motion, trying to, never nonstop motion. Just trying to keep it going to my last breath, to the casket drop.
You've been doing this shit for a long time, bro. I mean, you got
92.
a gang of hits.
92.
You got a lot in your catalog that can outrun a lot of people that's still putting in music today, still searching for a string of hits, much less not. I mean, you got hits on hits on hits on hits, right? But people are still doing it. What motivates you right now, man, to keep moving? Because you could drop your catalog around to everybody else and be like, I'm good. But why you keep doing what you're doing?
To be honest with you, I keep doing what I'm doing for people that can we cuss on here? Is this something? Okay. I do it for the people that fuck with me and my music still and have been since day one. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like I said in one of my other interviews, some people measure success monetarily, but some people measure it in other ways. So I ain't rich as some of these other artists or whatever, but I still feel successful for the simple fact that, like you said, people have grew up on my music and listening to it and help them get through whatever they went through. Like actually doing the music then, I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would have to say within the last 5 or 6 years since I really been on social media, you know what I mean? And I really been able to come to the understanding that there are people out there that listen to my music back then and that fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate every one of the last one of y'all. Y'all listen to this right now. I'm doing this for y'all, you know what I'm saying? And my kids and my family, you know what I'm saying? And the culture, you know what I mean? The culture that I'm from, that I came up in.
Your bag is I always look at your catalog, right? And you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of people making quick money, right? I mean, they got their music, they doing what they do, all this shit.
Right.
But your bag really is not just the new shit you about to, come out with. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But your bag is your catalog, bro. Like your catalog is worth a lot. And as far as a media guy like myself and other peers in the game, it's really about trying to, not just dust off that gold, but, try to figure out how you could be able to maneuver this catalog and this history and this legacy that you got in order for people to just, not just to remember, but to never forget and let that shit shine, you know what I'm saying, regardless of if you on this earth or not. So, I mean, do you kind of look at your catalog like that? Because your catalog is worth a lot, in my opinion. You like from the outside looking in, I'm on the inside looking out. So to me, it was just music that I did at a different time in my life. To me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like I appreciate it and understand it, and I'm humbled by the fact that I do have a catalog from when music was different. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have hate to have been coming out first now. You know what I'm saying? Like with the music situation now. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
So with that being said, since I'm from that other era, I appreciate the foundation that I was able to create with those that was involved in all the music that I've done and all the collaborations and compilations and features and everything. So with that being said, I didn't know people knew me and fucked with me like that. I mean, I knew a few people knew me around where I'm from, and if you was up on the AWOL shit, you might have remembered some verses here and there, but I didn't know it was like that till I really got on social media and people started really noticing, oh, that's you from back then? Oh, well, whoa. And you know what I'm saying? And I get so many messages from people all over the world that tell me like, man, I remember your first album, your second album, and they be really giving me props on that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll be humbled by that. And like I said, that's my number one inspiration to still be doing music right now, especially the way the game is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And P's, it's not just Bay music, though. It's not. Yeah. It's deeper than that. It runs deeper in different states, different countries. Yeah, literally, I'm just going to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? s1e music. I mean, you got motherfuckers in different countries, Colombia, Mexico, Canada,
Germany. Shout out to Germany. Shout out to the UK.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get messages from like them areas all the time. Shout out to everybody over there that fuck with Pizzo the Heater Man.
I mean, is that new to you? I know you just said you tapped in, like, you know what I'm saying, on social media, but you getting countries that still fucking with memories of your catalog, though.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things too that made me re-release all the albums that I could, you know. So when I got back in it in like, what was it, 2016, 2018 or something, you know what I'm saying? When I dropped my I Got That Work album, I hadn't put out no music in maybe like 8, damn near 10 years prior to that. So that was like really my re-emergence. So, and I was already late to the social media world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like by the time I got to by the time I got to MySpace, people was already on, I think, what was after that, Facebook? Something like that. I don't even remember. It's been so long, but I was always late to social media. By the time I got to IG was already, you feel me? So I had to play catch up. But as I caught up, I started getting love from people just all over. You know what I'm saying? At first I was like, well, whatever. But then you could tell when it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You could tell when it's genuine. And I don't.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, we grown ass men, and I mean, because I ain't finna tell nobody no shit like that if I don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no kid. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that as grown men. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, so you know that right there just kind of put that fire in me. I gotta keep going. Let alone trying, at least making the attempt to try to get what I deserve and try to, you know, live the rest of my life comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? I done been through it. You know what I'm saying? People that know me personally, I done been through it. So, you know what I mean? But I know most people, people been through worse than me, so I ain't trying to, you feel me? But, you know, I got my own little rough patches, so you feel me? So I just want to be able to get what I deserve out this shit. You know what I mean?
Man, Pizzo, I think that's the life of a lot of artists, man, because a lot of people tend to forget that, you know, when you in the motherfucking studio doing what you do, you know, and I say this to a lot of people, man, you make a 3-minute record, man, that take time. That don't take 3 minutes to record. You got to put a lot of work in. You got to put a lot of effort into what you do. So it's taking pieces of your life, literally, you know what I mean? And a lot of, as a journalist dude and a fan of music, people tend to forget that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta sweat for this. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, you bleed for this in a lot of certain ways, and a lot of people forget the effort that it takes to be able to do. And I'm talking about making consistent music. I'm not talking about, you know, you go in there half-assing it and doing half-ass music. I'm talking about putting out real shit.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Man, that's important.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What
that's
about,
what I say.
So what about what you see now? Because you said, you said, you know, you a 90s dude. You seen all that shit. So before I talk about what's up in 2023, AWOL, those memories.
Yeah.
Rewind back. Tell the folks what's important about those memories of just the work you put in and the people that you fuck with back in the day.
Man, AWOL, I mean, we probably wouldn't be having this interview right now if it wasn't for AWOL Records. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of how it ended and you know, the things that wasn't right about the situation at the later part, I still wouldn't do nothing different, because y'all probably wouldn't even know who the Heater Man was without that situation that I was in and was a part of when it started. You know what I'm saying? So those memories was I'll never forget them. Like, you know what I'm saying? When everything was good, it was one of the best times of my life. You know what I'm saying? Everything was genuine. Everything was real. We was all moving, and it was all love. You know what I'm saying? Until the money broke us all up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a good time for sure.
Hey, don't you feel like that's a decade on decade, generation on generation cycle that always tend to happen? It's always money or bitches, or mostly money that's really fucking up the, you know, because I mean, I don't know about you, bro. All you want is what's owed to you. Period.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
And I always look at it, you know, in a different kind of way, because it's just like, man, I look at it as especially in this industry, I want people to just and just be set up successfully for it. And it should be that simple, but it's not. It's always complicated. You're running into labels who don't pay, or want to hide money from, or whatever the case may be. But you know, I always look at the industry as like a fraternity, man. We all got to support, look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? I think Bow Wow said some shit before. He was just like, man, at the end of the day, we should have had pensions. We should have had whatever else, dental, medical, blah blah blah. So you know,
401ks and
shit. Set.
Yeah, 401ks and shit.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been dope. You know what I'm saying? Being on a
different
major
world
label.
we live in, bro.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, though, you know, them was good times though. We had a lot going on back then. You know, we had, you know, when we had signed that deal with New Tribe, you know what I mean? Like that was, you know, that was really kind of where everything just really took off and put us on a different level for a little bit because, you know, they gave us that bread. So, you know what I mean? We had the fat office in Fairfield, you know what I mean? We had it was cracking. We was doing our own T-shirts, our own in-house graphics. We in making retail calls. We had a whole compound. You know what I'm saying? Like people in Fairfield, they know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They know me. We had the compound out there. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, man, come on, man. It was good. AWOL in Fairfield, in that little area, of course from SAC, because that was where they from. But you know what I mean? But where I was at, Fairfield, Susoon, it wasn't nothing cracking like what we did when I was with AWOL back then. Riding around in the van and all kind of stuff that we was doing. Ain't nobody did it like that out that way. You know what I'm saying?
Real
so
shit. Real shit. What about music, Peace? What about music now? I know you new shit that I want you to tell everybody as far as what's happening. It's 2023 now. It's, you know, decades on in later, it's done differently. It's marketed different. You know what I mean? It's social media. Damn, social media would have been a trip back in the 90s though, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But what about how you feeling about the music now, but also tell people about what's going on with your new shit?
I mean, you know, not to make it into all crazy a conversation, but you know, the music is definitely in a different place from where I was at in it back then. You know what I'm saying? Like the content is not too much different because, you know, back then it was gangster rap. I mean, they still got it now, but it's different though. You know what I'm saying? Like the gangster rap nowadays is like that young, you know, every other line, I got a 30, I got a stick, I got a this, I got a that, I'm blowing your head off. I mean, I felt like it's just right now it's just more killing the culture driven type of music versus just these are things that's happening in the street if you a gangster or if you gang banging or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Because most of these cats, some of these cats, most of them that be talking all this gangster shit nowadays, they ain't never been no gangbanger. They ain't never been no G. They never been no real gangster. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's a different. It's just different. Like with I don't even do the same type of music nowadays that I did when I was a teenager or when I was in my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? But to touch on that, the type of people that I was around when I was at that age doing music with AWOL, that's what I was around. It wasn't just me coming creating in my head. I'm going to go out here and be riding around with a pistol. Like that's what was going on. Like I ain't trying to glorify it or nothing like that. I ain't trying to, you know, make it look whatever, but that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. It was real shit. That's why I feel like AWOL and Bo and Mark, all of us that Killer Tay that did that kind of music, it still stand to this day because we wasn't just making shit up. You know what I'm saying? We might have you know what I'm saying, characterized some different little aspects of it, but that's entertainment of it. You know what I mean? But still though, it wasn't like we just all came, you know what I mean? Like it was real shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we made music at.
Yeah, and people don't know unless they was from the town or if they've been around like certain spots and saw the shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I've seen enough living in East Oakland and Sobrani Park for me to see it and still be alive to tell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm still here.
One of my best friends is from Sobrani.
We still here, and
one of my bestest friends is from Sobrani. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 11-5. Lem.
Hey, to still be here to be able to talk it up, man, it's important for people to get it. But I get it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was probably dialed up another level, you know what I'm saying, based on what was happening. But at the same time, it was real truth telling. You know what I mean? It's different now because, you know, people just pretend. You know, shit's still going on, but it's just a game for some of these people, but it ain't.
Yeah, because you know these artists
what's
nowadays.
What's up with this new?
Huh?
No, you good.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I just want to say right quick. Yeah, so you know, back then it was like with AWOL, we didn't have executives over us telling us make music about killing, make music about fucking up the community, make music about destroying the culture, make music about destroying kids' visions and hope. We didn't, you know what I mean? But that's what they doing now with the artists that they putting on the forefront. So that's the big difference too. You know what I'm saying? Like we was making music because that's what people want to hear, but it wasn't like we trying to destroy nothing. We just telling what's going on. You see what I'm saying? We're not trying to perpetuate it, or we just telling what's going on. You know what I mean? But it ain't the same no more. It ain't the same.
A lot of people don't understand, especially how it was put down. Like, I mean, when I heard a lot of shit that was going on there, I was like, man, I could relate because, I mean, I lived through it. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't happening on my block, it was happening on somebody else's block. I know.
Right.
Or I heard somebody got killed right up the street, down the corner, or around. You know what I mean? Like I seen it all. You know, hey man, hey, you know Sabrani back in the very back. You know, and this was in the height of the 80s, bro. Like when they used to be people like, you know, we was outside playing, and they used to be like the dudes with the shotguns walking around the ballpark and in the back in the K-Tron. You know what I mean? Like all that. Like we used to see the shotguns, people walk broad daylight, bro. Broad daylight.
Okay, so so I probably was around Sabrani Park with my folks around maybe, let's see, I graduated it. So probably like late 90s, 96, 97, 98. One of my folks stayed on a stepper. You know where that's at, right?
Yes, sir.
So so his grandmama stayed over there. I think she passed away by now, but you may know him, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we used to be hanging out over there all the time, over on the stepper and all that. You probably know a few people that I know from over there. They older, they all right, you know what I mean? So
yeah, been super connected, man. I used to be in those apartments in the back, like in the very back. You know what I mean? Back in the day. So I mean, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It was always something going on and shit. So
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
But
that one way in and then that other one way out. unless you went down that back alley, unless you went down that little side alley right there. That was it.
Yep. Side alley or that one spot where the creek was, you know what I mean?
Or the main entrance.
Man. You already
by
know.
the little store right there. By the little store.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, what's going on with this new music? I know you got this single with Thug Misses. But what's your battle plan? Because I know it's, you know, once you get this out to the public, people are gonna want to fuck with it. So tell people about this shit. What you got going on?
It's just another chapter of the music of me trying to evolve and just, you know, put out good music that could compete with what other people want to listen to right now. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is, you know, trying to let them know that all this new shit is out, but don't forget about the OGs. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself OG now, but that's it though. Just connected with my girl Thug Misses. You know, we've been knowing each other for a while. She came around towards the end of AWOL, transitioning into West Coast Mafia. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she was like the second main female to be around us besides Marvelous. You know what I mean? So you feel me? So we just was able to. I got back really doing music and really back putting out music, and me and her connected. And first it turned into let's do a song. Then it was just like, well, fuck it, let's just do an EP right quick. And then, you know, we was finally able to come together and make it happen. And now we finna give it to y'all. That's it.
Love that, man. Love the fact that there's still hunger in your voice when I hear this new shit. You know what I mean? You don't sound like a man who's retired and, you know what I mean? I got these trophies. I'ma just chill. You sound like you ain't got nothing, but you got a catalog. I love that.
That's how I feel. I feel like I don't have nothing. So it's like if I'm gonna be doing it still, that's how I'm coming. Like I got nothing. Like I want everything. And that's how I'm coming. I got another EP coming out in a couple months, all produced by Mike Mosley. I know y'all know about the legendary producer Mike Mosley. He ain't put no music out with nobody in a minute since TQ, or I don't even remember, but either way, we got some shit coming too, fully produced by Mike Mosley coming this year.
Man, it's good to hear. It's good for the culture as we celebrate 50 years of hip hop this year too. It's important for us to remember what was, but what still is when it comes with the culture, man. You know how the culture was birthed, bro. It was birthed off, shit that was going on in the streets, man. And then somewhere along the lines, it got glory. It got high maintenance. You know what I mean? And it never felt right. Because a lot of people, and it's cool to make money and shit like that, bro. But come on, man, that culture was birthed on just the gut of the hood, bro.
Like, right. But it was all based on love, though. You feel what I'm saying?
But your thoughts as you
know what I'm saying? It was based on love, though, at the end of everything. Because it was either for your love for the streets, the love for your family, the love of trying to be a better person and get out the street. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, back then, it had more love in the music. You see what I'm saying? Regardless if you was a gangster or not. Gangsters still love they peoples. You feel what I'm saying? Gangsters still got hearts. They love people. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no different. But we lost that love along the way. You know what I mean? Or it got pushed away. It got pushed to the side some kind of way. You already know. You already know.
I do.
You already know.
I mean, we can say a whole lot about this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You already know. Exactly. You already know
what time it is.
You already know.
Yep.
But it's good.
Hey, man. So but I appreciate the future looking bright when it comes to all your shit, bro. Because like I said, man, to start off the show and just to be able to have dialogue with you is a privilege to me, because I don't take this shit for granted, bro. Like the going out to fucking Tha Records or Rasputin's back in the day to go buy your tape, and now I'm talking to you now after all these years later is historic for me. You know what I mean? You feel me? Some shit you just can't forget ever. You know what I mean? So it's deeper than that. So look, man, with all these projects coming out, how do you feel about radio? And I ain't saying this shit just because you getting radio love here, but just how you feel about the marketing strategy when it comes to radio as opposed to how it was back in the 90s.
I mean, shit, I feel like it's even worse than it was, because it's even harder to get on the radio unless you paying a bunch of money. I mean, keeping it real, unless you paying a bunch of money, or unless you spending a bunch of money to be super hot in the street, the radio ain't fucking with you anyway. As far as I see it.
Straight up.
You know what I mean?
Straight up. And the only way we gonna combat it as media folks and entertainers is to keep putting our foot on they and make sure that we have dialogue like this, and we telling people it ain't this pay for play shit ain't real. It's not real. It's diluting the culture. At the end of the day, we got to get people like yourselves and even other people on the rise that opportunity to be able to gas my shit, because I heard all the stories y'all used to have back in the day when y'all first got heard on the radio. It was a moment. Some motherfuckers got out of their cars. Some people was like, "Yo, my shit's being played." You feel me? Right. That enthusiasm needs to come back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. It's like it ain't no avenue for people to be able to let the public decide what should be played on the radio to a certain extent of what they want to hear. The radio only playing what they get paid to play. So it's like where the people, you know what I mean? Like it's not fair. I mean, I know life ain't fair. I don't want the people to take it like that, but with that radio thing, it should still be a somewhat level playing field, even for the people that don't got $1 million to spend on a budget for the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these radios still be having little stuff where they play people's stuff, and they let the public call in for it, but that's pretty much all I see, really. And it's even hard to get on those. Matter of fact, all of those you got to pay to get on.
But you know,
all those you got to pay.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hey, man. Hey, before we wrap this shit up, outside of that, I'm gonna ask. All right, you kind of talking about social media for a hot minute. So, how do you feel about it, just overall? Like the shit you see, or don't see, or you see, and you're like, what the fuck? But how do you feel about it?
Exactly what you said. Everything. is you know what I'm saying? It's. I mean, I feel like it's all about how you use it, and you know, because you know it's a, you know, it's capable of getting you out there. We all know that it's capable of getting you out there, but it's also capable of destroying you too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, it's cool.
Hey, man.
It's cool. I like to be able to. I like the fact that I can just post what I want, talk to people, and say what I want to say. I'm getting a little better and coming out my comfort zone with that. So, you know what I mean? Now I know that people really be listening what I'm saying and really fucking with me. So I like that aspect of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just going to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Keep posting my shit and keep, you know what I mean?
But I feel you, because we see people destroy social media like every day.
Yeah, every day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day. But it is, you're right. It's used as a tool, bro. Like, you know, that's what I do. If you want to jump on, cool. Be a part of this train. If not, get the fuck on and go holler at somebody else who is breaking up with their baby daddy for the 12th time. Right. You feel me? So we ain't got no time for that. Let's go. So what we got to do. You know what I mean?
You know, I don't really use social media to like narrate, like visually narrate like what I do on a day-to-day basis, like some people do, you know, to each his own. But I do like the fact that I'm able to connect with people. You know what I'm saying? That people that actually, you know, like I said, listen to my music or whatever the case may be. I like the fact that I can connect with anybody all over the world, even if it's just hollering at them or sending them some music or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? I do like that aspect of it. So you know what I mean? You know, like I said, in one of my other interviews. Yeah, like I said in one of my other interviews, my music been places I ain't never been. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, that like to me, that's a powerful statement. My music been places I ain't never ever been. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, so social media is good for that.
Real shit. Hey man, one final question, and it's probably gonna be the realest question that's gonna be asked. So I'm waiting for the realest answer that you're gonna have ever. So if you, my friend, Peas, if you had any fashion in the 90s that you need to bring in 2023 right now, what would it be?
Any fashion, that I would bring back from the 90s? Man, I'd have to say them Jevon jeans, man. I used to like them Jevon jeans.
Hey.
I remember back in the day, you feel me? I had a couple of pair, you know, them smooth ones. It felt hella, you know what I'm saying? Them used to be shit, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I used to like them though. I'd have to say that them Jevon jeans right there, them smooth ones that they came out with back in the day. I like them.
All right, I got you. Hey, what about the shoes, man? Anything from the shoes from the 90s? I know a lot of people probably say Timbs and shit like that or whatever, but what you in the 90s you want to bring back today?
A Deathrow.
Oh. Okay.
They used to have some clean shit back in the day.
Hey, for real though. Hey, straight up. Hey man. Hey.
I took it back on that one.
Yeah. Can't fuck. Hey, got to fuck with that. Straight up though, bro. Like, hey, LA Gears was popping too, man. They had some nice ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some of these youngsters that might hear this don't even know what Deathrow is.
Hey, for real. Exactly. They're gonna be like, what? Carl Kanai, what?
I think Deathrow, that was before Carl Kanai, wasn't it? Deathrow, that was before Carl Kanai.
That is true.
Wasn't it?
That is true. Okay. LA Gears and all that shit was too. Yep.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
All that, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. Final thing, bro. All right, best decade ever in music, and I ain't talking about just hip hop, just music. Best decade.
Damn, I'd have to go to 90s and 2000s. I'd have to start off with the 90s, 2000s, because I mean, let's see. Oh, let me see, because that's when like LL, Rakim, Too Short, 415, all that shit was out during them times. Yep, and then of course, Bo came out then, Cube, and all. Yeah, I have to go with that era, that 10-year period right there. Yep, definitely. Richie Rich was in that era too back then when he first came out.
90s was
yeah.
90s was a 90s. Diverse culture. Everybody was winning. You could be Jodeci or Troop, and y'all was still winning. You could be Guy still winning. You could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be all the groups. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hip hop groups, ladies was still popping with their groups.
Yeah.
Everybody was winning. Everybody. Even the throwback, even some of the classic. My MJ was still winning with his music. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was winning. Everybody had
Slick Rick back then.
You feel me? So
Slick Rick, Ice-T. Ice-T, can't forget about Ice-T. You know what I'm saying? Definitely can't forget about him back then.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely go with the 90s
and
on that
as we close, we can't forget about Pizzo.
Huh?
Yeah, no doubt. And listen, we can't forget about P's though, because like I said, man, you took a part of hip hop culture and you made it your own, and your catalog speaks for it. Like I promise you, all the people out there that's just maybe just listening to Pizzo for the very first time, I need y'all to go find his catalog and go fuck with this.
Music.
Like,
it's everywhere.
Like, go on YouTube,
it's out there.
Go on YouTube, go on whatever you could find. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he keeping this shit a secret. His shit's all out there.
It's out everywhere there, for sure.
Active.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right now.
Listen, man, straight up. And hey, when is this new shit coming out though?
So the new EP drops this Friday on the 14th on all streaming platforms. It's available for digital download. Like right now, if you want to download the EP, have it in your library, do what you want to do with it. Just hit my DM or hit the link in the bio on IG or whatever. It's available right now. You can get the art straight from the artists. You feel what I'm saying? No middleman. Come straight to us and get it. Or you can wait and stream it when it comes out on the 14th. But either way, I need y'all to go and support that. Pizzo and Thug Miss certified EP. Hot, I promise you. All real music, real shit.
Hey, the real P's, not some other people that's been out there trying to use and utilize that name.
Nah, the real P's.
Make it clear, bro. Because I saw IG on one of them just letting it be known.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody got the Pizzo.
Let it be known.
Feel me? California all day, West Coast Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute, this one. West Coast Mafia, you feel me? So yeah, ain't no other heater man out there.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? They can make up Pizzo, but if you say you the heater man, then I know for sure you stealing now. You ain't nobody ever used the name heater man. But I guess they didn't took Pizzo and used it, but you feel me? So it's all good though.
Hey man, and just like everybody be making them fake accounts and shit like that, man, don't be trying to fake with this man's name, bro. Like, man, this dude got too much history. So
that's why I started using my government name.
You just coming up with something new.
That's why I started using my government name on my profile. Like, fuck it. People that know me, they know my name. You know what I'm saying? Like from all my early publications in the newspapers and magazines and shit like that before it was any other Pizzos. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that's right.
Yes.
Before the name became popular, that man planted his flag on that name. So people get it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, Peas, I appreciate you for coming into the circle on Real Talk Podcast, and you're gonna get that next legacy love and get your music on stream and rotation and all that shit. And you ain't had to pay to do it, because all I know is we need more shit, more real dudes like yourself tapping in and just keeping it true for the people out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to celebrate 50 years of hip hop, but it would be a dry as 50 years of hip hop if your name wasn't mentioned. Just saying.
Oh, damn. I appreciate that. Straight up.